All right, let's get into it, people. So we found out last time. This will be a very good one. Thank you very much for the donation, Billy Idol.
Billy Idol tipped £1. In the midnight hour, she cried, grub, grub, grub. With a rebel yell, she cried, grub, grub. The midnight hour, babe, grub, grub. A rebel yell, grub, grub, grub. Grub, 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 grub.
Just when you thought it was done, a couple more grubs for the road there. Thank you very much for the donation. That is, it's very kind. I appreciate that for one, and also, that was very good. I don't know, that made me laugh. That's very good. Grub, 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 with a rebel yell. The cover yelled, grub, grub, grub. How am I getting into the harbor? An excellent question. One that I don't necessarily have an answer to at the moment. But that is something we'll need to sort out. No doubt about that. Okay. If you've missed any of the sessions, by the way, and you're interested in catching up, I've just posted the most recent one on the YouTube page, so it should be there for you. Additionally, you can go to the Google Doc and find the playthrough link there if yeah, you don't want to go through the madness that is my YouTube page, which is understandable. But yeah, we need to report back to the woman on the boat because we have her info on the drug cartel stuff. It does appear to be related at the moment to the current investigation around the body. And thanks, Galaxy. I didn't even notice. Thank you. Proud of those scrubs, though. Proud of those scrubs. Yeah, it appears to be related to it because the 8th Hardy Boy is the woman driver, or whatever they're calling this person. We did break into this vehicle, and we found a lot of I don't know, interesting things that were leading us to believe that yeah, there's something afoot here. So we're gonna do all of these things here. Oh, sorry, I said Galaxy and I meant Stripes. Sorry, Galaxy. You didn't do anything other than I don't know, hang out. I appreciate that too. Hey, officer, got a minute? I do. I'm gonna pause here. Sorry. Hello, Stripes, and thanks for the grub count notification. That's what I meant to say. Hello to both of you again. Okay. This is interesting. The other thing we need to do, by the way, before we get into this, is I have got to get into the apartment building because we're going to meet with the guy that was on the balcony. And there we go. That's it. Let's talk to this guy, though. What's going on with Tommy?
Saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be in trouble. Investigation. Yeah, it's going to be an investigation. Go anyway.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
I mean, yeah. Preferably don't do anything, I guess. I really don't know.
Damn. I always warned her to watch herself. Man. Nothing to do now, I guess. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with the rhymes?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats.
Ooh.
I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Love a little bit of the beats there. Why Tommy Laham?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
I agree.
It's more him.
Oh, do you have any other
The man
questions?
taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Okay. We're good. Alright. I don't know if maybe we could have gotten something else out of that, but our body's still it's still hanging out over here. Oh wait, we need to go around the back, don't we? Yeah, Tommy is cool. I like Tommy. Not his fault. It's kind of just being like, hey, like I thought this person was all right. No shame there. All right, let's get in the apartment. I have to try to remember. I think we have to go all the way up. That's the extra one that we opened. So I think we go this way. Is this? No, this is an apartment, I think. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. What shoes? What shoes are we talking about here? My shoes? What is this? Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Oh, money. Thank you kindly. I don't think there's anywhere else for me to select that I can see. My shoes. Is it this one?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
No, this is not the one. Oh, is it this? No, this is how we came in. I will talk to this person when I return. It's gonna have to be how it goes. I want to talk to everybody. Have we been in here? We absolutely have not. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats in the city. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Question mark? That's the woman outside, maybe? Enough coal to last several winters. It smells of chemicals. Okay. This one's open. Pants! Laborer jeans. Alright. What's our deal here? +1 electrochemistry. God S. Let's go. And then -1 reaction speed. Okay, so we can really turn that up if we need to, because we have the gloves and the jeans now. I think the shirt, that white shirt also might be +2 electrochemistry. So we've got a build going for that, which is good. Again, I'll come back to her in due time. What's this? Above it, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. The door's locked, can't get in. The chair's new. Someone lives back here. Okay, apparently I've never been over here at all.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
It happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Taking the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet rolled over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Right, the ruins in the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast.
I have to be really careful about
Cannons still
time.
ready to placate Revachol.
Go ahead.
The
Ken.
coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind. He fears the discussion might lead to disagreements, as it often does.
Okay, well, interesting. I did not, apparently come out here at all last time, so that's, good to be aware of. How the heck do... How do we get out of here? Another poster. Is this
You
an
hear
exit?
someone.
No, that's that one. I don't think that's what we're looking for. I think the
This
one's
door
up and
has been
outside.
closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Okay, we can cut through that one. That's kind of an interesting thing. Is it this? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, I think. Unless this goes outside. Okay, it does, but this is the right way. What's this? Okay. Lots of things to check out. Oh, here's our guy. I think this is the guy.
Gendarmerie,
Yes.
you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from a cigarette.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Got your hint?
Beautiful.
He replies, smiling as he looks at you. Something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Honestly, I'm trying not to screw everything up. Yeah, we're gonna make them spectacular, actually.
Beautiful.
A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
He nods towards door number 28. Why would I want to meet your friend? So yeah, this is the guy who apparently saw everything. Is it Friday though?
It does feel like the end of the week. It's so magical. The white falling against the black.
Why would I want to meet your
Trust
friend?
me. You do.
All right, good enough for me. Let's do it, but we gotta ask you questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
But I just found you.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
Only if you promise we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth. as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
New skill point. Something different about him. Yeah.
Different, of course.
Why is his shirt open?
His shirt.
Trying to hold back laughter. Oh,
His shirt. His shirt. No, I don't know why his shirt is always unbuttoned. Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
he nods at the apartment door before you. It's always fun to kind of push it a little bit, you know? Is there anything we want to do with our outfit before we go in? Obviously we can change things, but it's not always at a good time. Composure, interfacing, still rocking the necktie, which is fun. A little bit of logic. Not much choice with that one. Reaction speed or rhetoric. Encyclopedia. That could be good. Oh yeah, we've got like some physical build happening here right now because so we were doing that sort of thing. I feel like we want to maybe up the brain power. Conceptualization. Where's the drama? Drama would be good. Again, I know I can change it, but we're kind of just making sure. This shirt's pretty strong. 2 authorities, not great, but I'm losing that. Shoes is all we got. The question is on pants. Do we want to lose composure and savoir-faire for 2 half-light? Or do we prefer +1 chemistry? Yeah, I guess this is fine. Plus they look pretty cool. Okay. Let's get into it, shall we? I just realized we never got a chance to heal our morale here. So that's a little bit terrifying. Let me save the game really fast, just in case. That way we don't have to trek all across the city to get here in case we perish. A quarterly business magazine. Government issues take me all over Revachol, as you can see. An empty ashtray. We've got something under the bed here? Ooh, we have a new hat. Oh boy. What do we got here? +1 logic. -1 suggestion. Okay, well we have a plus. Do we have +1 suggestion on right now? Or no, that's... Okay, no. That's kind of interesting. +1 logic versus +1 encyclopedia. Something to consider in the future. Love that. Dishes soaked up in a pot. Flyers for underground parties. Dates for open lectures at a local university. An exquisite canopy made of metal. What's this? Buckets of paint on a layer of old newspapers. An old photo of the same apartment, dated year 01. Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. A silk robe. Robe. What are you? +1 drama. +1 electrochemistry. What is this? What slot does this take? The jacket. Okay. Because that's kind of nice because we get +2, basically like 1 and 1 on this. And it kind of alleviates the need for the insane tank top. So we could either go white tank top there, or we could switch back into this crazy shirt here, or we could go into the concept. Oh, it's a whole thing here. This is an outfit, by the way. I just want to make sure we're all aware of what's happening here. This is an outfit of all time right now. Let's
You
go.
have acquired the robe. Keep it, officer. It looks good on you.
Okay. Sure. Thank
My
you,
name
Sunday
is
friend.
Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
Okay.
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Okay.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
So it sounded like a good idea from suggestion, but Half-Light might have pushed it over the edge a little bit. Oh, I don't know. Get down to business. Good. Yeah, let's ask about the robe. He already asked about the robe, or told us about the robe.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from the balcony.
What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Okay, you actually witnessed it, huh?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Because you did it. Start from the beginning.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
You described
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
He pauses, looking for the right wording.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
Okay, how many? We think that there's 8 based on the footprints.
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Did any of them look like drummers? Just rub it in Kim's face.
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
So we know.
I went back inside.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
I love that they called that back. That's very, very funny.
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
So this top one here, if there was perhaps a woman there, that would kind of lock in the lead.
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
Presume.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver was present.
The lieutenant flips through his notes. Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman?
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
Okay, ethnicity?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
So I think that this lines up with the Hardy Boys, which they've already admitted to it, but I guess it's good to know.
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching. Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Why didn't you call us?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
Well, this guy's not very helpful.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
So let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
That was a waste of time.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance.
What are you doing in my
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
So what are you doing in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat.
Yes, as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter. La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. It is the most important thing.
Oh, that clears everything up.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my
The
questions.
coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yeah.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
Yeah. I've
It's the
heard of those
International
before.
Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
And babies. I don't know.
There are
that's
more
something
nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Are you a moral?
But of course,
Am I?
because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
What's a normal?
The Occident
stable-
is part of the normal world. Oranje, Sur-la-Clé,
Yeah, Martinez does not seem very.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Rebish?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
None of the above. It's under the boot heel of Cat.
Of course, the detective's personal views do not represent the views of the RCM.
My friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
Try it.
Ah, yes, the unattainable ideal. Never settle for less. Good luck with that, my friend. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPI. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
Darling, that can't be an official designation.
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sir Leclerc's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Right.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of APIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur la Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community. As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur la Clé takes care of the business side of things. Sur la Clé hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS institutions.
Okay, so
Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
But that didn't tell you anything about Oranje.
About what?
Can you just talk like a normal person?
Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
Okay, let's talk about something.
Whatever you wish, officer.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters. Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue. That it's never going to happen.
Oh,
They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
we already talked about that. It doesn't tell me anything about that itself. Yeah.
It's warm. It's also known for its mandarin trees and dust storms from Supramundi. Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's menage decided to emigrate.
How'd you become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
No one becomes
Au
friends
contraire.
that way.
It's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
They've not told me
Sorry.
who he is.
Who?
Your friend.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education.
What's his
Educated
real name?
officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
This guy is very strange. He's obviously like... It's almost like a robot. Like, the way that he's answering questions. So you can tell... All you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic
All the
design,
arts.
printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
All right, what are you doing in this apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
Isn't it rude for your friend to leave you alone like
We're
this?
old friends. Nothing's taboo between us. He comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very active.
What is the story here?
I'm all ears, officer. A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
And we're gonna look around the apartment
Sure,
again.
go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
Something is very strange with this, I think, here. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get more info. I wonder if the woman on the boat knows who this
Was there
guy
anything
is.
else? My friend. What about... Sorry. But I told you, officer. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps I'm just enjoying the view.
A dead body we still need to get down, by the way.
Listen.
A baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
Someone's baby is
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay.
What about
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in the darkened glass. He's asking
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you've seen him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
I'm just enjoying the view.
Let's ask the last one here.
A baby is crying.
No, the Insulindian. My friend comes.
A busy bee?
So we're in a loop here.
What an odd choice.
Kedra is a candidate that it's never going to happen. The EPIS is a very...
God, yes. Sweet Stan.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it. Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the moral intern as a whole.
Okay, this actually is a new one. I thought this was going to be a repeat of the other conversation, but apparently not. So what did the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level. A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident. You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Revachol going to be part of EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members never become full members, do they?
Oh.
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. I'm all ears, officer. Of course. I'm glad
I don't like any of that. Something is very odd with that, and I can't put my finger on it. Alright. Well, that was certainly one of the conversations of all time. Nothing here for you right now. Okay, I'll take your word on it, game. Okay, well, we crossed that one off the list. That's good. Welcome back, Soul Driver. What were we doing? We could check... We could knock on the door over here. Wasn't this one of the things?
This door has been closed with a padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid... Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply.
Okay. Should we break into this house randomly for no particular reason? Seems like a good idea to me. Let's try.
This door has been closed with a padlock. The chalk
Right,
drawn number.
83%.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Okay. So what's in here? I don't know why we're breaking in, but let's have a look. Okay. Little room. What's over here on the right? Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Marzov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Why does this tenant have this bust?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
You have to admit, looks a lot like me.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
I'm just saying that we look alike.
Sure you are. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns, but it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
Before drinking. How do you know that?
Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
I can't tell. I can't see my
All right.
face.
But here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Look at his eyes. Wasn't his mother a Samaran immigrant?
My part.
Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. I don't care. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway?
Because he was totally a gangster and a bank robber who went for all the cash in the world. That's me.
I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave on that. Very good. Flamboyant poster of a white star. I think we just got a new thought as well. We do have a another thought that we could get as well. Although I think maybe we put a point into something. I think we have one skill point, right? Yeah. Alright. We do have to break into some stuff soon. Is somebody coming out here? Oh no, that's the fan.
You hear someone walking. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes.
Knock
A
again.
poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Oh, that's weird. It didn't read the line. Who is this? Demands a female voice. Wary and tense. This is the police. Open
Do
up.
I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive.
Did you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Alright, fine. Anything new with you?
Give me a moment. Ask away, policeman.
Who lives in number 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
I just talked to somebody through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing.
Maybe it's
eyeing
those
the home.
countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Alright, well, we needed a reason. I think we just got one.
You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me? Of course not.
Scare them. Suspected of some big crime. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter.
I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in. Are you cooking morphine in there? Open the door so I can verify your identity. I think both of these are there. I guess with the tension, she's very I don't know, yeah. Let's play it tough a little
Oh,
bit.
come on.
There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked.
Well, that was easy.
That was smart.
Well, thank you, Kim. That's like the nicest thing you said in a little bit. Hello? Let's have a look at your things, please. Oh, shoes! We need some new shoes. We haven't gotten any new shoes yet. What do we have here? We got +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Is that a stat? Right now we have something to plus composure, but minus to savoir faire. So I would put this on. Does literally nothing happen? Do I make more money or something? I wonder. I don't know. That's not clear yet. What's back here? A blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. I kind of want to. Looks like a fine mattress. Oh, what do we got? Don't be ridiculous. You can hear it swarming with bugs.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles a set of keys in her hand.
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20, at least.
We need the keys.
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
Sure.
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Very nice haircut.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Yeah, have a good time. Oh, we gotta go with number 3.
Ha!
Yeah.
Sounds like you've spent too much time undercover in some rock band.
It's not a compliment.
I am a superstar.
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
She stops, hesitating.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Isn't it a little bit late to be working?
It is.
She breathes in and out to the count of 3. Looks like some sort of special stress release technique. Or she continues.
Everyone says the real estate agents don't do anything. But here I am in the middle of the night cleaning up someone's crash pad. So the sooner we get this over with, the better.
Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but...
It's the one that we, broke into.
And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
She snaps her fingers.
The sum must have been puny. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
My money has also disappeared, I think. Yeah, they do look pretty shabby.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
Let's not forget the dead bodies still out in front of the building.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
So what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
She's still shaking her head. Manicured hands now crossed over her chest. All right, that's it.
Of course.
We're taking that. Yes, we're healed up, baby. Let's go. Well, that was worth breaking in there just to get the health back. Horrific. We need to report anything back to you?
Give me a moment.
Just a real estate agent, yeah.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
These are ridiculous. The radio computer wizards are coming. They're gonna save the place and the economy.
Oh, I do like wizards. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fate.
She means clairvoyance.
Well, that's very good. What do we have here?
Wow, you work hard.
Ooh, I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
And, you know, guess I do.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
We have been busy.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Ride till I die. I ride a little.
A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer.
I mean, yeah, I did take that bribe. Guess I've made some guild.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
I mean, what does 30 real do? I mean, I wouldn't say that we're rich per se. But yeah, quite.
Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Jeez. Taxes, obviously. Taxes, man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
Yeah, I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
Boy. Before we go any further here, quick, we got a Bonnie treat coming in, I believe. From Rynan. Here we go. Thank you, Rynan. Lots of good chews on that one. Look at that. You enjoyed that one, bub. I think this is the look of it's time for bed soon. Yeah, I thought so. We got a little bit of work left here. Oh shoot, I thought I switched up to the bigger camera. Sorry about that. It's like, whoop. We'll get some extra scritchies in here. Everybody says hello, bub. Says thank you for all the treats tonight. All right, we will leave her be there. I'll switch you back here. Seems like a pretty big number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Sick of having nipples. It's only make me into a free market type. Yeah, I feel like I don't know.
What are you, a racist?
Whoa.
Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street.
Keep it street.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real.
We gotta keep it real, keep it street.
Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
A little good night snack. Yeah. Keep it street. Okay. So this door here. Oh, I don't need to talk to Kim. I will eventually talk to Kim. But first we need to go up here. I would really like to talk to this person, because maybe you got some info.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
My understanding is that pigs are pretty smart, actually. That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Oh. Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
He says, studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
That's some clever cultural
You
commentary.
ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
Is the bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Probably your gas. Yeah, you might be right. Really? You're a miner? It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Yeah, you're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
You have a real
Does
home?
anyone in a city like this?
Oh, deep.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
Well, we got some other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
You won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us about something with the murder victim's missing armor? Oh, yeah.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor, art? Art for the, body?
Ugh, alright. Sad Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
There's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad. So.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Okay, cool. Catch you later, Cindy. Oh yeah, is there anything else we can do out here now that we're not pressed for time? I just really didn't want to miss the guy upstairs because that would have been a problem. I think after this we'll head down to the boat lady. Oh. Hello, 5 real? We are loaded. What was that thought about? We are filled to the brim with money. Pretty soon here we're gonna be able to stay in that place for 2 nights. Oh. But what do we have here? A box? With more money. Oh my goodness. Keeping it street, or whatever it was saying, for sure. Keeping it real. Very good. Okay, let's leave. Success, I would say so far. Alright, let's go have a conversation with the woman over here, because we do have a few things to say.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we spoke with the lorrymen about the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Oh, another level up. What are these eyes
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
It's concerning.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Let's go, Joyce.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Lovely. That's what you want to hear.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Alright, so how are the lynching and the strike connected? We think we know.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need security?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Sound like it's a good situation, huh?
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Oh.
It will be all of them. The decision is already made.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarder have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
It's a pretty bleak scenario, I would agree.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Thank you, Joyce.
All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay. Wow. What can you tell me about
Not
this?
much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call it off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman. Now this was in this is a contradiction to what's her name, Classy or whatever, had told us, I believe.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
This is like a Kuno situation again. Alright, take care, Summer. No worries, sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. Who did the passing? No.
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the Colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
I know the woman you're talking about. We have it under control. Yeah, who is this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Right, this colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But she had sympathy for this man.
You liked him.
Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among them. He handled all the talking. His departure left a major gap in the group's communication skills.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Okay, tell me about the others.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We'll confront them directly. We need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Okay, it looks like, 97%. Scab leader murder, bad reply. Clothes don't fit right. Didn't pass background check. Let's go.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans.
Oh, yeah.
Is barely maintaining his disguise.
That makes sense.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Yeah, that's right.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Everyone is, yeah, it's good.
It would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the sloop's cabin. Alright, we had another question.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Oh yeah, the tattoos.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in
For
her hand.
about half a minute, in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigger not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Yeah, let's observe the woman's expression. She's obviously cooking, right?
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Okay, what's the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
Going no. This one is going nowhere but the morgue. Yeah, that's what we've talked to him.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
Maybe we'll talk to the body again. Now, what travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
Points to his heart. What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
You could tell me more.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security, but if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
I feel like we're built to have that kind of conversation. So
We will be careful, ma'am.
I think we got it in. Now that's all the tattoos.
Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else I can help you with?
I think that's it. So, whoa. A lot of information there, a lot of good stuff coming through. Real quick, let me pull up our log here, I suppose. I think we have 2 skill points now available as well, so we gotta keep that in mind. Yeah, so I'll have to ask around for the tattoo meetings still from other folks. This is all done. Didn't we do these ones? Oh, keep looking for the gun, sure. We found out that we did some of that stuff. Better call her back tomorrow. So there's the scab leader bit. The gloves we have a lead on. Could ask the Hardy Boys about the drug trade, sure. Okay. And then, yeah, tomorrow, today's Tuesday in the game. So tomorrow, which is coming quite quickly, we're going to have to wrap the second day up at some point. The next day we'll have to do the water lock. I'm assuming that gives us access to the other half of this area here. Like, if I'm correct, I think that maybe that'll get us over to the fisherman shacks. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like cutting off part of an area because it's like a water lock, right? So that might help. So we've got a number of things to do. I think that's got to be it for today. We did a little over an hour, probably close to an hour and a half. And yeah, that's got to be it for me. We'll continue more of this playthrough on Tuesday when we're back to our weekday fare. Our next stream is going to be on... what would it be? I guess Sunday.